great to be back in person for Demo Day. We're still testing out our tech, as you can see. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the evolution of Demo Day. Demo Day has been a long-standing tradition at Pi Labs. Our first Demo Day in 2015, I believe, was right here in Shoreditch, where Pi Labs was born before we moved out to the West End. And the first, I believe, 7 Demo Days were in person. We all experienced the pandemic. We went completely virtual for the last 2, and we're now back. And so Demo Day is different this time. It's hybrid, so don't know how many of you are in the room today, but there's about 300 additional people from around the world also tuning in virtually. So really excited for both all of you joining us in person and the virtual audience from around the world. Demo Day is a grand finale of sorts. It's a culmination after 4 months of effort by these amazing teams you're going to meet shortly. They've been meeting with our mentors. They've been refining their product, their sales pitch, their modeling before they go out to the world, raise further capital, take on additional clients, and really get them ready for that next stage of growth. I really don't want to steal the thunder of the teams. This is all about them. So I'll just leave you with one message to take away from me, which is all these teams today are at this embryonic stage, and that's the whole purpose of Demo Day, to accelerate their growth and get them exposed to a large audience much faster than they could on their own. But the thing to keep in mind is that I recall Demo Day in 2015, and companies were at the same stage, and they were pitching their grand vision of what they're going to build. And many of those teams now many of those companies are now 200-person teams with international operations, have turned into substantial companies. So when you look at these pitches, think about what they may be in 5 years' time as well, because some of these companies are going to emerge as the growth companies of tomorrow. So on that note, I'd like to hand over to my colleague Boyan, who will introduce the teams and tell you more about the program before we hand over to the first founder to pitch.
Morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us, both here at Fora today and also virtually. I'm Boyan, and I'm the manager of the Pi Labs Growth Program. This is our 16-week annual initiative that's aiming to support our earliest stage investments through a series of workshops and connections to relevant industry partners, mentors, and partners. As Faisal mentioned, this year has been quite pivotal for us. On one side, we raised Fund 3. We've grown our team massively. And at the same time, we also introduced some new changes to the program. This is the first year that we've officially rebranded to a growth program. But not only that, we also set ourselves quite a challenging goal of increasing the average stage of companies that we have, but also increasing the size of the cohort. And we've managed to do exactly that. And the result you'll see for yourselves in a few short minutes. But I can't skip the opportunity to say that this continues to be a very global program. This year we have teams from Norway, from Israel, from Austria, Germany, Ireland, and the UK. And that's just for 9 teams. So amazing cohort. And we very much look forward to introducing them to you and setting some new interesting introductions and connections to the teams. In terms of the run of the show, it will be quite straightforward. We'll start directly into the pitches. We'll do 3 sets of 3 pitches with a very small 3-minute break on the back of every third pitch. We'll walk you through it. It'll be fine. You'll hear from our teams, and then at the end, we'll go into, on the back of the final pitch, we'll go into a networking session. For those of you who are with us today in person. For those of you virtually, we'll be sending contact details to every team so you can connect on the back of that and engage with the teams. So thank you very much. And without any further ado, we'll start the first session. This is going to be with a team based out of Oslo who is really targeting to fix the slow and inefficient way of creating floor plans. And founded less than a year ago, they already have significant commercial interest. And yeah, very, very excited to introduce Wouter, CEO of Layout.
Yeah, so my name is Wouter, I'm the CEO of Layout. And at Layout we're building an algorithm that will automate the design of early stage architectural floor plans, saving our clients weeks of time. Yeah, so I mean we've gone through a lot these 15 weeks, but for me the biggest benefit was really the truly experienced mentors. If you ask for it, you get such good coaching from them, and you can really leverage them both on a technical but also on a more commercial level, and that has helped us a lot throughout these weeks. So we're really heads down in the R&D, so we're still developing our algorithm, so it's very much technical. So we're hiring a lot of people at the moment to help solve this really difficult problem for the many people that have said they would like this solved.
Good morning. So if I sound a bit out of breath, it's because I've been doing some push-ups in the back to get pumped for this meeting, in all honesty. Because to be honest, it doesn't happen very often that first of all we get to pitch in person for a young company like ourselves coming out of COVID. But second of all, also for so many relevant people. So thank you all for coming today. My name is Wouter. I'm the CEO of Layout. And at Layout we love technology and we love floor plans. And I just want to explain how those two go together with the following example of Tetris. I think most of us have played Tetris at some point in life. And the thing is, as good as you get, you always have some blank spots in between the little boxes. And this is what an architect designing floor plans goes through every single day. You have this blank sheet of paper, so to say. You have all these building blocks, but where do you place them most efficiently? And this is something where technology can play a role. It's not just that it's a struggle for architects sometimes. The process overall is one of several iterations where a project developer and the architect get together with the first brief, first draft, and several times of back and forth to actually land on the final floor plan. We've heard times of up to 20 weeks being spent on this design phase. But it's not just time consuming, it's also very expensive, with up to £25 being spent on designing these early stage floor plans on projects very often bigger than 10,000 square meters each. So at Layout, we are building an algorithm that will generate these floor plans automatically for you, doing it faster, better, and more personalized. So how does it work? How do we go at this? We have something that we call front-end simplicity. From an end user, we want it to be as simple as possible. You log into our software, and then you just upload your building outline, and you say what type of floor plan you want to generate within it. In this case, we'll go for an office floor plan. But then in the back end is where most of the magic happens. So we'll apply your customer preferences. This could be the amount of people that you want to fit in your office, certain types of meeting rooms or offices that you want to place. But we're also the world's only tool, as far as I'm aware, that applies to country regulations. So minimum corridor width, maximum distance to fire escape, etc. And within time, we'll also learn from your previous projects to give you better suggestions even quicker. So once you've uploaded your building outline, you start seeing a lot of options. In a very visual way, with every color representing a different type of space, you can see what matches your need for this building specifically. The thing is, we'll be able to generate thousands of options. And we don't want you to still spend those 20 weeks going through thousands of options. So what we'll do is, as soon as you have a small part of one floor plan that you like, you just select that part, for example, like the top right one here, you freeze it, and you regenerate. And then from thousands of options, you already made a first design choice, you limit it to 100. And by iterating maybe 3, 4, 5 more times, several minutes, you actually get to your final floor plan. And it's not just a visual way in which you can make your decision. We also provide you the statistics, so efficiency, the area breakdown, because it could be that for this use case you maybe want to squeeze it in a little bit more because it's a very expensive plot of land, or you maybe on the outskirts you want a bit more breathing space. So you can play around with that visually and statistically. And this changes this process. The next stage is also with furniture placement. So we'll go from the zones into furniture, which you can also generate and regenerate as you like. And this changes the process. There you go. This changes the process from this endless back and forth to one day with unlimited designs to choose from. But it's not just the speed advantage that you have. You'll also be able to choose floor plans with increased efficiency and margins. So you can fit more desks, for example, per floor, more apartments per building. You can also reduce the amount of time spent by your staff on this design phase because it's so quick, and let them spend time on things that you find more valuable. And then lastly, also quicker tenant turnarounds. So if you have a potential tenant considering moving in, you can decide the floor plans on the spot and hopefully sign the contract sooner. The team that is building out this vision is one of, we're all here together. Cristiano in the back there, as a seasoned architect, many years of experience in several countries, moving around objects back and forth. He's the problem owner, so to say, of these floor plans. but then also Isaac, our CTO, a senior developer with a PhD in theoretical particle physics on colliding galaxies and black holes, actually. And he's leading our tech team. And then myself, as a former launch manager for a tech unicorn launching their services across Europe, starting here in the UK, actually. But we're not just the three of us. We have a very talented team of other programmers with backgrounds ranging from geophysicists to software developers, helping us solve this really difficult yet very exciting problem. And additional support we get from some of the world's strongest investors, including Pi Labs here today, with whom we've raised our pre-seed round earlier this year, which we're very excited about. But not just that, we're working together with several large companies in the UK, Norway, and Sweden in early stage pre-product user studies, of which GPE here with James is one of the main ones. So I have to take advantage of this big crowd here today to also ask you how you can help with us. If you are interested in potentially participating in any of the user studies, please do reach out, or if you know someone else. But also, we're hiring a talented head of engineering to support our tech team and let it grow even further. And lastly, we're of course starting initial conversations for our next funding round as well. So if this is of any interest, please do come and come to our booth later on. And yeah, thank you so much for your attention today.
I'm Kieran Brennan, I'm the CEO and co-founder at livecost.com, which is a project cost management system for SME construction companies.
My name is Niall, I am the co-founder and product owner at livecost.com.
I think the program for us has been great because our goal and vision is to grow this company across Europe and the globe, and first step to that was how it has always been the UK, so not having a core network here, Pi Labs have allowed us to make good introductions to not just potential customers but potential investors who we can partner with to grow and scale the company across the UK.
For me, it was speaking to a mentor that had 20 years experience in that area, and just for them to say that we're doing okay.
And to point out all the stuff we're really, really bad at.
Yeah.
In 2021, construction material costs soared to a 40-year high. Labour, if you can find it, is now at uncontrollable levels. And yet the go-to solution to manage soaring project costs for SME companies is still Excel spreadsheets. Even though publications like Forbes have shown us that 88% of spreadsheets contain errors, they are still the go-to solution for an SME company to manage project costs. My name's Kieran Brennan, I'm the CEO and the co-founder of livecost.com. And we believe that it's damn time that construction companies were represented and brought on the construction industry's digital transformation. So this character here represents Sarah, one of our customers in M Squared. See, pre-Livecost, Sarah's days involved collecting data from silos, putting that data into spreadsheets. That sounds simple, right? But not when your data is on 10 sites across the UK. High volumes of purchasing information is embedded in PO books. Labour, material, subcontract, plant, machinery, all of these costs need to be collected and put into spreadsheets so the company can understand project costs to be then taken out and put across into the accounting software to give the business an idea of the company finance. See, today, M Squared use smart, simple and sophisticated software that empowers their projects. Instead of the data being caught in these silos, it's now picked up from the sites and connected to project. The results of this is simple. Our character Sarah gets a 70 to 80% reduction in her time, but the company get insights to data and analytics that would simply never be found in either spreadsheets or their accounting software. And it's not just M Squared that are benefiting from Livecost. As we sit here today, there's over 500 million of active projects on our platform. 70 million has been procured from contractor and supplier, allowing us to finish this year with 65k monthly recurring revenue. We acquire these customers through two proven channels: online with our inbound and outbound strategy, and through accounting integrations, which acquired for 20% of our sales just last year. But excitingly, from the coming soons here with the partners, you can see we haven't even scratched the surface here yet. We have a simple business model, a SaaS product that's found its niche, allowing us to grow at 100% year on year. See, our customers choose Livecost over two alternatives. One is a larger ERP that they find is just not quite fit for purpose. The alternative is a spreadsheet that has no relationship to the accounting software. Today, 20% of our sales have come from those larger ERPs, with 80% coming from the combination of spreadsheet and many accounting softwares. But all have come in search of something that's simple, easy to use, is cost-focused, and doesn't require a full company systems and process overhaul. We have a total available market of €2.4 billion. That is calculated of 1.4% of a construction company's revenue being spent on IT, of which 6.1% is in application software. We look at the UK, where there's 300,000 construction companies. 99% of those are SME, giving us a serviceable available market of €1.2 billion. And we found our beachhead with the home builders and those in the trades, giving us a serviceable attainable market of €200 million. This is a been there, done that management team. I've got experience in taking a construction business idea right through to its exit. Nessa has held the position of head of marketing for construction technology companies like Zootech and Core Systems. Noel brings in valuable domain experience, having also built, scaled and sold a contracting business. And all of that can be useless unless you have a CTO that understands how to take a deep domain problem and marry that to modern day tech solution. And Dermot brings that experience to the team. We're already backed by the best, with investment coming in from Pi Labs, Enterprise Ireland and the National Digital Research Centre. We're currently raising a Seed Plus round of €2 million, where we have term sheets for 75% of that round. We have built the foundations here for a unicorn. A B2B construction SaaS product is built and generating revenue. We have layered a procurement module on top of that to allow us to reach a larger customer, which opens up the market. But it's what we build next will create the view to our vision. Next, we will build a product information management system that allows us to organise and categorise the invoice data we extract at scale. And that gives us an unfair advantage and opens up many monetization options, such as a B2B marketplace connecting supplier to contractor. Continue to integrate with complementary platforms like Hilti Online, and creating a beautiful buying experience between contractor and supplier. If your ambition is to impact projects globally, if you would like to be a part of the construction of the next Contech unicorn, I look forward to having that conversation with you today. Thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm one of the co-founders of SymTerra, which is a site communication platform. And if you're not from construction, a good way to think about it is it's like Slack for construction.
I'm John. I'm a chartered mechanical engineer. I am the CEO of SymTerra.
It's been incredible. Like, for us, the biggest value add has been the network. Like, I'm meeting a lot of the venture partners. Like, Pi Labs is unbelievably well connected, and those contacts and those intros have just, yeah, we've won work off of it. We've got secured more funding. It's just been brilliant, and it's just so well connected. And to be part of that ecosystem and to learn from others who have done it, yeah, I couldn't speak about it more positively. So we've just closed our first funding round, and we're looking forward to getting back to like focusing on product and growing the business and the team, and particularly like establishing a sales and marketing team. So yeah, just going back, it's going to be all about growth and adoption going forward.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah, and I'm the co-founder of a construction site communication platform called SymTerra. I'm joined by my co-founder John today, who's conveniently lost his voice, so it's just me presenting the next 5 minutes. So, what is SymTerra? Well, if you're not from construction, the best way to think about it is it's like Slack for construction. The next 5 minutes are going to be split into 2 parts. In part 1, I'm going to give you an update on our funding round, and in part 2, I'm going to talk about the problem that SymTerra solves and how we do that. So let's kick off. In what can only be described as an intense period of enlightenment as a first-time founder, we've just closed our first funding round. This has been led by Samai Patta, and it has been supported by the awesome Pi Labs, Nemeshek, with AXA also getting involved. It also involves some awesome angel investors, some of whom are here today. So that's swiftly done. Moving on to part 2. And why do some of these great investors think that we are the next Slack for construction? Let's start with the industry problem. There's a $280 billion construction rework issue due to miscommunication. Information in construction is either absent, incomplete, incorrect, or outdated. Meet Dom. Dom knows about this, not because he's read about this problem in the McKinsey report, but because he's lived it. We as founders have also lived this ourselves. I'm a former construction site manager specialising in intensive care ward refurbishments and installing new MRI scanners. My co-founder John's background is on mega projects, and that ranges from working on Crossrail to the Olympics to London super sewers. And even though we come from very different backgrounds in construction, what we both know, along with Dom, is that what you don't know can hurt you. In a previous life, John has lost a bridge, and I have obtained an orphaned air handling unit. And if you're not sure what that is, an intensive care ward is disastrous. It both impacted us commercially. And the way that construction communicates with itself is chaotic. Each party is struggling to collaborate and communicate with each other effectively. So that's lovely, but what does SymTerra do about it? Well, as I mentioned, it's a lot like Slack. And what I mean by that is SymTerra facilitates communication by establishing and streamlining the flow of information from construction site teams. And we do that by making it easy for different teams to communicate with each other. It's built for simplicity, it's built for multiple stakeholders, and crucially, it's built to integrate. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is we allow all of this to communicate with each other simply on one platform. So let's give this some live context. 500 meters from where you're all sat today, unless you're on Zoom, hello by the way, MTR used SymTerra on a 10-day rail blockade. This was a complex project that involved over 300 activities, 500 people working 3 shifts a day. By day 4, they were 1 day behind schedule. Now this may not sound like very much, but it's a big deal in a rail blockade, because it means come Monday morning, they would be highly irritating over 200,000 London commuters. And ultimately in construction, you care about 2 things. One is not killing anybody, and the second one is not ending up in the Daily Mail. So, what did they do? MTR had learnt their mistake previously, so they used SymTerra to allow the whole supply chain to communicate with each other. And what that meant was that teams were able to communicate with each other every circa 10 minutes, instead of the traditional 4-hourly management meeting. And as a result, each contractor was able to better resequence work. So ultimately, they went from a 1-day delay to only 1 hour. And ultimately, they didn't end up in the Daily Mail. So wonderful. Further on this, usage and adoption on this platform is going well. In the last 12 months, we've just reached our anniversary with Thames Water, and there's been over 6,000 updates. Now, this is significant because traditionally, getting information out of site teams is like getting blood out of a stone. Salesforce tried to crack this problem for 2 years, and they weren't able to. We have, to the extent that now any work happening on any part of Thames Water's 110,000 sewer network is on our platform. And if you think, I've heard of something like this before, let's revisit Dom. No one has won in this space because no one cares about Dom. We do. Our USP is allowing different contractors to communicate with each other at pricing plans that suit them. It is the first site communication platform that allows teams to communicate with each other easily and reflects how work is actually delivered. All of our pricing plans allow for unlimited users because we recognize in construction that if you limit communication, you lose. We started as a team of 3 in the top row. We're now a kick-ass team of 9 people, and we have over 50 years of combined industry experience. So we actually know what we're talking about. We have a stellar technical team, which has recently been recognized by Google. And what we're using most of the funding for, I mentioned in part 1, is to grow this kick-ass team further, particularly in regards to sales and marketing. So, to sum up, it's going pretty well. Over £5 billion worth of projects now rely on SymTerra. And if you like what you've heard in parts 1 and 2, please come speak to us about future funding rounds as well as using SymTerra. Next week, our freemium subscription is going to be released, and you can check it out on SymTerra.com. So, finally, Slack revolutionized how office teams communicate. And at SymTerra, we're revolutionizing how construction communicates. Thank you very much for your time. I'm Sarah. Let's speak.
So I'm Håkon, I'm founder and Chief Revenue Officer at Modulize.
Yeah, I'm Olav, I'm also founder and CTO of Modulize.
And Lucas, third co-founder and CEO of Modulize. So at Modulize, we're building the single destination for offsite construction, building a platform to connect all of the different stakeholders that ultimately need to contribute to making offsite construction a success. And basically, this is one of the biggest opportunities to finally bring our industry into the 21st century. So we're really excited about making a contribution to that. I think it's been great to get connected to people effectively, like both seeing the other companies, but the mentors, and I think we've had some great conversations with the likes of Barry, Phil, Ivan, and so on and so forth. So that's been really, really cool, and I think we learned quite a lot from that.
So currently we have a SaaS tool that we're selling to manufacturers of prefabricated elements. And what we want to do is to leverage this network of manufacturers and build the two-sided platform, which is what I think will be extremely value unlocking.
Yes, yeah, so that's really what we're going to focus on for the rest of the year, to really take what we've built and get it to the next level.
There we are. I'm very conscious that I now look like I'm about to enter a rap battle or something with this one. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Thanks so much for taking the time and spending some time to learn more about Modulize. The construction industry produces nearly 40% of all waste and emissions across the globe. And we're dealing with low productivity, constant cost overruns, housing shortage, labor shortage, you name it. To tackle all of these challenges and to finally move our industry into the 21st century, we need to actually fundamentally rethink how we build. To tinker at the margins is just no longer enough. We need to productize the building process, and we need to move work away from the construction site. This is off-site construction, where partial building elements are produced in a factory and then moved to the construction site for assembly. With it, we can not only reduce waste by up to 90%, we can actually tackle all of these challenges that we're dealing with today. So if off-site construction is so great, why do so many building sites continue to look like this? Today, a lot of building projects are just not set up to maximize the benefits of off-site construction, which leads to lost and opportunities around how we use off-site construction, and to projects sticking to old ways of building. To tackle these challenges and to unlock the real benefits of off-site construction, we're building a platform to connect architects, developers, contractors, and manufacturers to tackle the main bottlenecks that we're dealing with. An inability to make data-driven decisions that make it easy to use off-site construction, a super fragmented market, and procurement and tendering that is effectively broken. We start with tendering and procurement. We've developed a SaaS-based tool, a SaaS tool that uses 2D drawings and 3D designs and uses artificial intelligence to automatically extract the relevant metrics that off-site manufacturers need to calculate accurate price quotes. Today, up to 20% of the total headcount of these manufacturers goes just into this piece of work. And even with early versions, we've seen a time reduction in terms of the time that they spend on this work by up to 80%. To then further simplify procurement, but to also start addressing the market fragmentation, we're about to kick off the expansion of our product to also let builders and contractors maximize the benefits they get out of off-site construction, which we will do by connecting them directly to the most relevant manufacturers who are already using Modulize to calculate bids. This way, we will build the first truly data-driven marketplace for off-site construction. And on this marketplace, the builders and contractors can upload their designs, they can process them, and then get connected to the best possible manufacturer directly on our platform. To tackle the third challenge, off-site optimized design, we ultimately want every single building project to be modularized, where an architect can use AI to optimize the design for the use of off-site construction, which then lets the contractors, the builders, the developers make more use of off-site in their projects, and we can directly connect them to the best possible manufacturer on our platform. In just 18 months, we've built our first product, have landed 18 customers, and we're experiencing an 8% week-over-week growth in usage of our product. Håkon, Olaf, and I have built companies and products in various domains, and we've assembled an amazing team with various backgrounds in AI, mathematics, software engineering, B2B sales, and marketing. We truly believe that off-site construction holds the key to unlock the true potential of construction as a whole and finally make it faster, cheaper, and greener. With Modulize, we want to be in the driver's seat for one of the most fundamental shifts we've seen in construction. We've recently closed a fundraise with participation from Investinor, PyLabs, Compass, and others, and we're now laser focused on building a great product and developing the first truly data-driven marketplace for off-site construction. We'd love to speak to you after this event. If you want to learn more, please come find us over there. Thanks so much for listening.
Hello, I'm Florian, CEO and co-founder from GREENPASS. GREENPASS is the world's first software as a service for environmental impact assessment of real estate and open space to enable livable cities. The full program was nice, especially to share experiences with colleagues and to learn from mentors and to improve ourselves and our services. And we have learned a lot. It was quite an interactive room and sessions, and a lot of introductions as well. So we highly appreciate that. We want to set the international standard with GREENPASS for climate resilient planning and urban climate resilient planning and architecture. And we want to grow. Actually, our team is strongly growing. We have a lot of job descriptions outside. So have a look at www.greenpass.io/jobs, where you can find a lot of descriptions. Great opportunities to join the GREENPASS Livable Cities team and to transform our cities from grey to green.
Hello everyone, I'm Florian, CEO and co-founder from GREENPASS. And as a starter, I have a question for you all. Do you live in a city? If so, please raise your hand. So, quite a lot, as assumed. And I have another one. What would your dream city look like? Like this? Like most of our cities nowadays? Or like this? If you ask me, I definitely prefer the green one. And exactly therefore we have developed GREENPASS to enable livable cities with the world's first software as a service for environmental impact assessment of real estate and open space. There are quite many problems which developers, cities and developers have to tackle, like for example 40% of the carbon emissions globally which are emitted by buildings and construction sector, while we want to become net zero. So therefore we need to enhance future-proofness and climate resilience with a holistic, impactful climate design, enabling investment security and efficiency, as well as to fulfill the regulatory requirements. GREENPASS provides the perfect solution, starting with an holistic 3D impact analysis based on a digital twin, allowing data-driven performance optimization towards 50 KPIs, allowing fact-based decision-making, and leading to the world's first official standard for climate resilience, clearly complementary to green building certificates like LEED and BREEAM. Within the one-stop shop, you can choose between your environment check, certification check, and the EU taxonomy check. Soon, the GREENPASS cockpit will be released, offering an organization-wide cloud approach, collecting all developments and impact data in one central place. How does that look like in practice? We all know these weird blue IKEA boxes with endless sealed parking spaces. But what if we would green that to promote biodiversity and climate resilience? Based on fact-based decision making, we convince clients to optimize the performance, the environmental impact performance, as well as to prove finally the performance, and of course to actively communicate the positive impacts. As we have done it for the new IKEA City Store, which got 160 trees in big Plantana. If you'll be in Vienna, be sure to visit it. Best in summer, because it's cooling the urban environment on a typical heat day by up to 1.5 degrees Celsius air temperature. It has been awarded with the world's first GREENPASS Platinum certificate. Our crucial for our business model, our scalable crucial for our scalable business model, our urban climate architect partners, which are able to offer the GREENPASS services independently and earning money by a revenue share. The GREENPASS cockpit will serve soon as base between the customers and partners and offering the first marketplace for climate resilience. The project-related pricing will be extended with monthly subscription and many more new features. I'm Florian. I have studied landscape architecture at university, where I've met my colleagues, Bernhard, Peter and Doris, starting to develop our vision of livable cities and build up an international team. The market for climate resilience is huge and especially driven and fostered by the European Green Deal. At the same time, we want to set the standard for climate resilient urban planning and architecture. Our customers are happy to use GREENPASS for fact-based decision making for climate fit developments, and we're happy to won more than 150 customers the last 3 years. The growing success is based on awesome market feedback and numbers, and our revenue shall be raised to 2 million euros this year. We are happy to won strong strategic partners by our late seed investment round last year, and I can offer you two opportunities. First of all, to grab the chance that we will keep you updated about this upcoming Series A round, and second, of course, to design your real estate and developments climate fit with GREENPASS, and to become your dream city come to life. Thanks a lot. Come to us, let's talk. All the best.
So I'm Shira Bekasis, CEO of FIRMUS, and in FIRMUS we're helping construction companies avoid cost overruns and rework by identifying design risks earlier in the process. Every time we approached PyLabs with any challenge that we had, PyLabs always had a person to connect to, an expert and experienced person to advise us. And being around experienced people really helps startups in our stage to do things right the first time. And I think that's very important for early stage startups. So we just closed a $3.5 million seed round. So now the idea is to focus on building a great product and serving best the customers that already started working with us. So now the main thing is working on growing the team. Today, construction projects lose on average 12% of their costs to design-originated errors. So for example, in a typical residential building, which cost $50 million to build, as much as $6 million are practically lost. This money could be reduced from the cost or added to the profit margins if only we could have ready-to-build designs. To understand what the designs have to do with all those cost overruns and losses, let's see the following example. This error might seem as a human error, as if the builder on site didn't follow the drawings and installed the carpentry in the wrong location. But the builder on site was actually perfectly following instructions, as this error was there on the drawings all along. And the problem starts even earlier, way before the shovel hits the ground. When contractors bid on projects, they get this pile of drawings from all the different disciplines, architectural, mechanical, electrical, and so on. And they need to turn that into this beautiful bottom line Excel of estimated budget. And they only have a week to do so. In that short time, any ambiguity on the drawings can be missed and lead to wrong pricing estimation. Because if it's not on the drawings, it wouldn't be on the estimates. So errors like sink without a pipe connection, discrepancies in lighting fixtures location, and so on, create a snowball effect, starting from inaccurate pricing to rework and costly delays. To help solve that, we at FIRMUS have developed an AI ability to scan any drawing set and automatically alert on costly design errors. On our platform, contractors can simply upload their drawings and receive feedback on the drawing's completeness, correctness, and readiness for construction. On the platform, we have a management dashboard with cost impact data, prioritization of the issues, and progress tracking. And the main area is the workspace area, on which contractors can get full control over the mitigation process and receive recommendations for solutions. What makes this all possible is our deep technology converting 2D images, which are simply lines and text, into structured queryable database. With FIRMUS, the industry can finally move from inaccurate pricing, massive and risky rework, waste and delays, to predictable cost and certainty. But not only that, now that contractors can communicate all those issues early with their customers, the industry can build relationship based on trust. Our business model is based on benchmarks from consultancies offering manual design reviews. They charge up to 3% of construction budget, leading to revenue potential of almost $50 billion a year in the US. In the first 5 years of our company, we expect to get to at least 10% of this market, and we're confident in our ability to do so, as today, 3 months before our official launch, we already have 6 design partners who alone are taking us to 1% of the market. Our team is combined of vast construction experience with Ilan, Holly, and Bob on our team, and deep tech capabilities. We have a team of strong developers who worked on cutting-edge technologies for an Israeli elite military unit led by our CTO, Reuven Amar. I'm Shira Bekassis, the CEO of the company, bringing over 12 years experience in leading tech operations, including in the elite A200 cyber unit. Our vision is to become a standard for designs and risk management. We just completed our seed round of $3.5 million, led by Navitas Capital and Heartland Ventures with participation from Pilabs. So we are focusing today on building a great product. We will appreciate connections to great talents, specifically in the field of product management or VP product. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Steffen, Go-to-Market Manager at CONXAI. This is Krishna, our CTO, and we're creating no-code AI for the construction industry. Yeah, Demo Day was obviously amazing. The opportunity to pitch in front of so many people, getting the word out there, and had amazing conversations with potential customers, but also investors.
Next step is to grow and have our footprints across thousands of construction sites this year, and have our no-code AI platform ready for use across several customers. In this way, we establish ourselves as the only company that provides the low-cost solution, cheapest solution to a sector that really needs it. And in that way, we can improve the productivity of the sector. And then we go for, we grow further next year in different ways. That's a plan for this year and the next.
Hello, everyone. We're CONXAI, and I'm Steffen, Go-to-Market Manager. Nothing much has changed in the construction industry or in the way how construction is being done in the past 50 years. It is the largest and yet one of the least efficient and least digitized industries in the world. According to McKinsey, this productivity gap costs the world economy a staggering $1.6 trillion every year. Now, there are a lot of companies out there that are trying to tackle that challenge, and they create massive amounts of data. But 90% of that data isn't used on time. Plus, due to the project-based nature of the construction industry, 30% of the data gets lost right after the closing of each project. This knowledge loss hinders productivity growth. That's where we from CONXAI come in. We gather all different kinds of data, be it sensor, transactional, historical, or project data, fuse it with our AI-based system, and extract relevant information in real time. This enables construction managers to measure their construction site on a large scale for the first time. And what we measure, we can manage. What we manage, we can improve. Let me walk you through 6 quick use cases that are live on construction sites in Germany and in the US today and are delivering real value as I speak. Our production tracking allows you to track the evolution of static structures over time, from day to day, week to week, month to month. Our activities tracking allows you to see what's going on your construction sites without having to rely on somebody to report it to you truthfully or inspecting the construction sites yourself. Health and safety violations cost millions of dollars every year. With our system, you can track them on site, and if a violation takes place, you can either get an alert or simply receive a daily, weekly, or monthly report on how safe your construction sites are. We're halfway through with the use cases, and it gets more exciting. We can track deliveries, what is delivered on your construction site, by whom, and we equip them with timestamps. This enables construction managers to act on delays or on missing deliveries in real time. So just imagine the concrete for the day doesn't arrive on time. The construction manager receives an alert and can act on it before it comes to a drop in productivity. The construction equipment is very expensive, and you should make sure that it's used efficiently, because it's also rented on a daily or weekly basis. So how can you really know if your construction equipment is used efficiently? With our system, you can track it in a very simple but also detailed way that allows you to allocate more work or resources to equipment that isn't used efficiently. Finally, the last use case I want to present to you today is the visual quality inspection. Our system supports by doing an automated visual quality inspection, and if it detects any defects, it enables a remote visual quality inspection that saves time and money on traveling to construction sites. Now, these use cases are live today on construction sites. But what if you want to create your own AI use cases? Some that we, for example, don't have in our portfolio yet. Creating only one use case will cost you tens of thousands of dollars and take months in development. That's simply not doable for most construction companies. But what if you could do it in a matter of minutes instead of months? What if you could do it at a fraction of the cost of conventional methods? And what if you could do it without having to write a single line of code? Let me introduce you to the first no-code AI platform for the construction industry that allows you to do exactly that. Create your own AI use cases in minutes at a fraction of the cost of conventional methods without having to write a single line of code. This will change the construction industry and how it works fundamentally for the first time in 50 years. And it will change rapidly. The only question is, do you want to be a part of it today or tomorrow? If your answer is today, I'm looking forward to speaking to you after the last pitch, or just reach out to Sharik, our experienced entrepreneur and CEO, or Krishna, our CTO and AI guru, who's also here with us today. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mo, CEO and co-founder of Konnect. We are the Google Analytics of physical spaces, and we provide video analytics for traffic surveyors and local authorities. There's been so much to do with the program in terms of how packed it was. We've had a number of workshops, but my favorite highlight would be the speaker series that they ran weekly, where they would bring successful entrepreneurs, and sometimes actually even some failures that didn't go to plan, of companies that have went through their past cohorts. And it's just really amazing to see how they've scaled, how they've grown, what they've done and what they've learnt. And that's informed us on what we need to do differently in the future. As we finish, and now that we've announced our pre-seed investment round last week, we're planning to work towards growing our team rapidly anywhere from doubling over the next 6 months to hopefully tripling by the end of the 18-month runway that we have, and then work towards getting a future round as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Mo, and we are the Google Analytics of physical spaces. We provide video analytics for traffic surveyors and local authorities. We want to make our cities as efficient as they can be. But to do that, we need to understand how we move across our cities. And only then can we begin to tackle the climate and petrol problem simultaneously. Now, a famous quote from Batman: The Dark Knight. You either die a hero with basic analytics, or you live long enough to start to use facial recognition. And one of the biggest players in this space is SenseTime, who in 2018 raised $620 million at a $4.5 billion valuation, and end of last year IPO'd for $700 million, and that's after they were banned from trading in the USA, as well as pulling out of any UK and European plans. And the UK Parliament is also calling on similar technology, pervasive technology, to be banned from the UK. We're changing that landscape for the West with our technology. Some traffic surveyors at the moment, actually most of them, still send footage to be manually counted in India and Bangladesh. And with us, they can start to automate that process to count vehicles and people anonymously. With our technology, we then map that out onto a 2D platform where our algorithm predicts where the detections are going. And we aggregate those paths as desire lines. And so we can begin to get a much fuller understanding of how a space is being used. And we can even begin to filter it. So for example here, how many are entering that top junction the correct way, and how many are actually cutting the corner and going in the wrong way. And so planners and designers can not only look to make the space more efficient, but also improve the safety of our cities. Now, what makes us unique is that we can do this across multiple cameras and connect the dots without using facial recognition or automatic number plate recognition. And that opens up the market for us because it allows us to use the existing camera network. We've had the support from the Department for Transport, and we are exceeding the error rate, the benchmark error rate for the industry, by 2.5 times. We've had a number of projects in the past few months where we completed the Zenzik project. It was a grant support where we managed to get the opportunity to work with a number of test beds, including a test bed that has access to hundreds of cameras across a London borough. And we also have projects lined up with traffic surveyors and local authorities. Now, the market has grown rapidly, and in the past, well, in 2016 to 2019, it grew threefold. And not only that, because of our technology, we can tap into the 770 million cameras worldwide, because unlike some of our competitors, we can work with the existing camera network. And as we expand, we'll go beyond roads into these other sectors like rail, retail, even events and stadia. We've got a core team of 3, and with the recent investment, we'll be expanding that rapidly. And we've got Nigel as our advisor, who's the ex-COO of Keolis, and prior to that, CEO at Transdev UK and Ireland, overseeing their £150 million London bus operation and his subsequent merger with Veolia Transport. Now, our business model, in terms of how we create our contracts, are created from £250 per camera per month as a baseline. And you might be wondering, are city councils willing to put the money into this? Well, we've had a recent competitor win a bid between £500,000 to £1 million, and that's just to rent out 100 cameras for 12 months of analytics. We're seeing a huge shift towards sustainable and active modes of travel, and the councils are willing to put in the investment because there's a shifting priority to the infrastructure side of things. Last week, we announced our £780,000 pre-seed round, and that will get us going for the next 18 months with a planned £2 million moving forward. On board as well, we've got Plug and Play, who are early investors in Google, Dropbox, and PayPal, to name a few. Now, with our funding, we'll be tripling our team over the coming 18 months ahead of the future round. And so if you'd like to reach out and keep updated on that, more than happy to do so. And if you also know of any projects. I'll give you one story we heard where one planner that was looking to put 8,000 homes had to slash that plan in half because they didn't have the analytics that we could provide up front, and local residents pushed back against their plan. And if only they had that data to back them up, they would have been able to plan ahead of time and actually consider the costs of the development. And so if you know people that would like to avoid nightmares like that, please also do get in touch. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm one of the co-founders and COO of MOONHUB. We are a virtual reality interactive training platform with a patented spot and jot scoring technology system, providing users and employers with real return on investment for their learning and development spend. From being on the PyLabs program, hugely the workshops, I think they've honestly been fantastic in terms of my level of knowledge has significantly increased in a range of different areas. And I think because of being COO and having to oversee a lot of the different functions within the organisation, it's enabled me to see, okay, well, when we've gone from a team of 6 back in January to a team of 13 today, really how I can kind of implement different structures and oversee marketing, ops, sales, tech side of things. So they've been great for me. And on a personal level, my confidence has grown significantly from speaking to a variety of different companies and having the real kind of time, I suppose, with a lot of the advisors and getting a lot of expertise and knowledge from that side. We're looking to be a team of 17 over the next couple of months, really conquering and significantly sort of making our foundation in the UK market and then looking to go international.
Hi everyone, my name is Danny. I'm the founder and CEO of MOONHUB.
Hi there, I'm Vin. I'm the CTO and co-founder at MOONHUB.
And I'm Hannah, COO and co-founder of MOONHUB.
Unfortunately, myself and Vin are halfway across the world right now, so we cannot join you for demo day physically. However, Hannah is here to give you a presentation on how we've grown during PyLab's Cohort 10 growth program. So without further ado,
I'm looking forward to it. See you shortly.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you. Okay, hi everyone. So basically that was an introduction video to myself, Dami and Vin. So Dami and Vin, CEO and CTO, I should probably get on this, unfortunately aren't able to come today. They're in Mexico for a wedding. So whilst they're over there, I'm here today to talk to you about MOONHUB, the virtual reality interactive training platform. I should probably go onto this side. Yes, so we got the name from the innovation it took to get man on the moon, and we want to be a hub of innovation for many years to come, hence the name MOONHUB. I'm going to start with a question. Who here in the room, and please raise your hand, likes a corporate long day of training? Yeah, didn't think so. Oh, one person at the back. Didn't think so for the majority of people. Now, that's not because of the information that you are receiving. It's the way in which that information is being delivered. Knowledge retention rates have been reported to be as low as 5 to 10% using traditional e-learning methods and classroom-based training. That figure just simply isn't good enough. Virtual reality training. It allows the user to complete their training up to 4 times faster due to the nature of the bite-sized training chunks. It's up to 64% less expensive at scale, fully negating the need for these large corporate training days. The knowledge retention rates increase from that tiny 5 to 10% before up to 75% using VR training, and this therefore gives the user far more confidence when they are going into their real life of work after having completed their training with VR. Enter MOONHUB, the virtual reality interactive training platform. As you can see on the screen here, we fully immerse the user in a 360-degree lifelike environment. If you imagine hazard perception, but in virtual reality, that's basically how we work. We have a spot and jot patented scoring technology system. It's a 5-layered cognitive scoring system that assesses the user over 5 key metrics: reaction time, initiative, knowledge, accuracy, and spatial awareness. This information is then translated into our online dashboard where both the user and the organisation have access. This ensures that the organisation gets real return on investment on their L&D spend, and it allows the user to gain that confidence that they can then go on to make more well-informed decisions in their places of work. In terms of how we work on 2 bases. On the one hand, we work with organisations in a bespoke manner. So we work with them to create personalised bespoke content for their users. And on the other hand, we have our Luna Library, our off-the-shelf suite of training, in a variety of different industries of which we are continuously adding content. We work with leading experts within these industries to ensure that the quality of the training we provide to our users is at the absolute highest standard. And we have most recently, as of last week, launched our virtual reality dementia healthcare training. So you can really see the expanse in which we work. This allows MOONHUB to stand out from our competition due to the nature of the scalability and our cost-effective platform with the patented technology that we use. Our commercial structure is really as simple as our software. 1 credit is 1 module attempt at 1 virtual reality training scenario, and it is as simple as that. We have a tiered pricing structure which enables organisations to have the nature of that flexibility to buy however many credits they wish to buy, providing us with the revenue up front, making this really a win-win situation. You might be wondering why we've got Snoop Dogg just chilling on a screen right now. Well, that's because Just Eat are one of our key clients, and they join our strong pipeline of clients with Core Security, the Royal Opera House, Bidvest Noonan, BNP Paribas Bank, just to name a few. In terms of the total addressable market, it's huge. It's been valued at $294 billion. Now, to reiterate, that's just for VR training alone. 1,000 SMEs on our lowest paying pricing structure would provide MOONHUB with an ARR of 2.5 million. We're going to be servicing a lot more than 1,000 SMEs. In terms of MOONHUB's achievements, we have grown from strength to strength since we began back in 2016, having gained pre-seed funding and being named on some key publications, most notably with myself, Dami and Bin, having been listed on Forbes 30 Under 30 in the technology sector. We've just closed our $2.6 million seed round led by Pi Labs, which is so exciting for us, and we've achieved revenue 20x from 2020 to 2021, so we're really on a growth trajectory. Using the seed fund, we are going to be using the money to expand both our office and our team, having already expanded the team by 17 members since January over the past 4 months, and we're looking to further enhance our R&D to make sure that MOONHUB is a real household name in the world of training. So thank you so much for your time. Sorry about the video before. I'm looking forward to speaking to you later on about starting conversations for future Series A, and we're looking to grow and expand in the US, so US expansion client pipeline. Thank you so much. Thank you.